Shakti Stambh is a memorial of Shiv Shakti, Dadi Janki. Shakti Stambh was built in 2020 after the passing away of our dear Dadi Janki. It reminds us of the legacy Dadi left behind. A life of selfless service and of unlimited giving. Her lotus-like stage, always with everyone, and yet detached and loving.
Om Shanti. It's now been 2 years since Dadi's become Avyakt, and on this life's journey I've seen how Dadi was God's companion and how through her hard work and self-progress that she attained her Karmatit stage. I'd seen how Dadi often used to say that I wear white, my pockets are empty, but I'm the master of the world. Many of you would have heard this in her classes, and how right she was, that she was the master who was able to bring lockdown so that nobody could attend her last rite. Dadi often used to share how there should be economy and economy, that remember the one. And I've seen Dadi how she saved her every breath, her time, her energy, so that even during her last moment, she didn't want to waste any time. And the last rite was meant to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but everything happened so fast because Dadi was so time conscious. Dadi often used to share how there should be light, might, and then everything will be right. And this is what I'd seen. And in her last moments, so much light, so much might. And although when she left the body, things didn't go right as we wanted, because they wanted Dadi's last rite to be up in Gyan Sarovar so that we could build a beautiful memorial there. But in my mind, I was very strong that her last rite should be in Shantivan, in just opposite conference hall ground, under Baba's flag. And so how true Dadi was, that everything does become right, and how she helped me, the determined thought I had, and how Baba helped me to enable this to happen. We were able to take Dadi round the 4 pilgrim places, and then also we were able to bring her to Gyan Sarovar, but yet we weren't allowed to bring her body out of the ambulance, but we just stood there for a few minutes in remembrance, and how then we were able to bring her down. We were able to bring her down, and we first brought the body just outside Shakti Bhavan, near her Shakti Bhavan entrance door, and everybody was able to pay their last respect. Everybody was able to put a sandalwood garland on her. And then we decided to take the body inside Shakti Bhavan in her bedroom. We had cleared all the furnitures, everything out of the room before the body actually came down. So we took the body to Dadi's bedroom, and then we were able to take her to Papa's room and then her sitting room. And we placed the body just there where she used to sit, and again had few minutes meditation before we actually took her to the ground near conference hall. And it was there that there were very, very small family members. Normally, when such a great soul leaves the body, when the dadis leave the body, when the seniors leave the body, there would be hundreds and thousands that would come. But because of lockdown, there were only very few that could be there at that moment. And all of Dadi's thoughts being very economical, all her wishes that Baba was fulfilling, that there weren't any fresh flowers, just sandalwood garland that was placed on her. And how at that moment I was just feeling that yes, this is the moment, my last goodbye with Dadi. Otherwise, if there were hundreds and thousands of souls standing there, we wouldn't even have space. And so I had said my last goodbye there. And it was a very prominent place where Dadi's last rite took place, because that was the actual place where so many years ago, it was in 1995, that before any of the buildings in Shantivan was built, they had a big tent where Avyak Bab Dada had come. There was a big stage on the exact spot where Dadi's last rite took place. And so it was such a prominent place to have Dadi's last rites. And in how we were able to build a memorial there for Dadi. We looked at Dadi's life, that Dadi was very simple, very economical, and so her memorial should be very, very simple, yet very royal. That we were able to ask souls from different parts of the country to send us design, but yet because it was in Bharat that we had to cater for thousands of souls that would be coming to Shantivan. So we had to build something catering for that. And so I myself used to go to the marble factory to choose the marbles and to see to all the design. I wanted the memorial to be in such a way that Dadi's life would be seen through that. Everything that Dadi used to share, I thought it was nice to create such a symbol to represent her life. And so we had the 6 pillars there. And because of Dadi's traveling so much, souls used to often come and ask how she got her energy from and how she's able to do everything that she was doing. And so Dadi would always say that I'm not doing anything alone. I'm working with the 5 souls who's giving me so much strength and so much energy. And that those 5 souls are the ancestor souls of Mama, Baba, Didi, Dadi, Vishwakishore, Dada. And the 6th pillar was Dadi Janki. These souls were the foundation of the yajna. And so they were the foundation of Shakti Stambh. And then just looking at Dadi's life, that how through her own effort she had become the star of success through all the service that she was doing. There was success at every step. And not only that, she served souls so much that she was able to make others into the star. You would see a symbol of the star and how Dadi became the star of success through her own efforts and through all the service that she did. And she served people and made them shine. And within the star you would see a book page in the shape of a book page. And that is because Dadi always saw her life as a student life. She would always learn from other people. Dadi would love to study. I'd always seen Dadi not only just reading Murlis, but magazines, different Baba's books and media papers. And so she had great interest in reading. She loved reading emails. She loved reading letters from Baba's children. And so she was always feeling that she is not the head of the organization. She's not a Dadi, she's not a teacher, but she saw her life like as a student. And then we did the lotus shape because of how Dadi's life was. She was living in this world very detached but very loving, and how I had seen her that she, although being this body, she was very detached from the body and all the bodily relations. So this is the symbol of the lotus. And then there was a middle bit, the pillar in the middle. We made that into 3 sides because of all the 3 things that Dadi used to share. She used to share how there should be honesty, simplicity, cleanliness, and different 3 things she used to share all the time. And so we thought it's nice just to have 3 sides of the pillar on this, and how this pillar also represents Dadi's finger, because Dadi always used to go like this and she used to always point upwards. Dadi would always draw everyone's attention towards Baba and never towards her own self. Dadi would say that just one Baba, one strength, one support. And then we look at the canopy and the dome, how all the all the things that Dadi used to share in her classes, in her lectures, and whoever so sits under this dome, they would hear the echo of her voice and all the things that Dadi used to share, all the teachings, and all the teachings were also written around the star. And then Dadi used to always share how Baba is the canopy of protection. And then above the dome is the urn, how Baba placed the urn of knowledge on Dadi's head. And so in this way, we also put one urn with all her ashes under Shakti Stambh. And so this represented her whole life, if you look at the different symbols on it. And then Dadi used to always speak about the 5 virtues and 8 powers. And we were wondering where we should write the 8 powers. And so then I felt that we should write it on each power on the benches. And so Dadi used to speak about the 8 powers, but now there are 12. So we put 12 benches there with different. So whoever sits on that bench would take away the experience of that power, and how really Dadi attained all these power and attained her Karmatit stage.
Just thinking about Shakti Stambh, the Tower of Power, sounds a little bit different in English than in Hindi. Shakti is that energy, that spiritual power, and power on itself doesn't clearly express the feeling that one has when one comes to Shakti Stambh. So I think all of you know this word Shakti anyway, so I'll keep to that. So Shakti Stambh is that reminder that it's possible for a human being like Dadi Janki to be able to draw power from Shiv Baba and fill the self with that power, such a beautiful power which is totally non-violent, nothing to do with the external world out there, but a spiritual power that's filled with love and an amazing strength that can empower others also. And in that Shakti, there's a transformation that happens within, so that there's purity, there's truth, because when one has that Shakti, then one has that capacity to be able to follow the path of purity and the path of truth. One can have a lot of love for God, but one needs more than just love. One needs that spiritual power also. And so my hope is that when anyone comes and sits in front of Shakti Stambh, then they'll see the words that we know from Baba through Dadi, and they'll feel the presence of Bap Dada and the angels, Dadi Janki, but of course all the other angels too, who have reached that state of perfection and have been able to reveal that Shakti within themselves. And so just sitting in front of Baba, one can feel that connection in that image that's there, that tower that rises right to the top, and one is able to draw that strength within the self. Dadi Janki, of course, has been an amazing example of how to use that spiritual power to overcome the challenges of the body, to overcome challenges of the world out there, and most of all, to overcome the challenges that come up within the self, and to be able to come to that state of total purity, total non-violence, and just simply pure love with which there's a huge amount of strength. And so I know that whoever comes to Shakti Stambh will feel Bap Dada's presence, because they're the ones who inspired Dadi always, and also will feel the presence of Dadi and the other angels. So welcome to Shakti Stambh, welcome to Shantivan, and welcome to your home in Madhuban. Om Shanti. Let's experience a few moments of that power. Going inside, coming to that place of awareness in which I, the soul, can shine. I connect with Shiv Baba, and from the Supreme I draw that power within myself, and that power emerges, all the goodness, all the virtues, and the powers within the soul. And in this experience of this transformation happening within myself, I know that it will be possible to follow the path of purity, the path of love, the path of truth. Baba wants us to be the image, the embodiment of this spiritual power, so that we can share this with the world, so that the world may move from darkness into light, and a better world may come about. Om Shanti.
No matter what, I am feeling great.